Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I have a review video for you guys today on the Spyderco Dragonfly series, or more specifically the Dragonfly 2. The Dragonfly series has been a mainstay in Spyderco's product lineup for a long time now. As you can see here from their 2016 catalog, they come in a variety of handle materials, colors, and blade steels, ranging from your more basic VG10 and black FRN handles to more exotic configurations like the stainless steel graphics versions, or they also offer a knife in G10, and additionally they have some in H1 steel that are rust proof if you guys are in a moist or wet environment. In addition, over the years, Spyderco has offered a variety of sprint runs for the Dragonfly series. Some of those just have unique handle colorations, and some of them also have different blade steels, ranging from things like Hat 40 to Super Blue, and I'm sure there's a few others out there that I have forgotten about. So, additionally, they do offer a ZDP version as a standard product, which is nice. It's a very good steel upgrade over the VG10, and I recommend that highly over the VG10 steel. So, until recently, I had never handled a Dragonfly in person, but it just so happened I have 3 of them now at the same time. So I thought, what would be a better time than now to go ahead and do a little review and overview video for you guys on these neat little knives. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and bring you guys in a little closer with the knives that I have today, which I can share with you if I can get everything lined up here. Let's come down a little bit here. These knives are not very big. They're pretty small knives, which, I don't know, for some I think that's a good thing, and for others maybe that kind of deters them from wanting to check out some of these knives. So, go ahead and just talk about some specifications here. So your standard Dragonfly, this is in a Sprint Run Purple FRN, which I believe was a 2015 Sprint Run. But just as an example, these knives are FRN with their bi-directional texturing here on their handle scales. Simple lockback design with this nice wire clip here, which offers pretty deep carry. These models with the FRN handles don't have any steel liners, so they're very lightweight. This came in on my scale at around 1.2 ounces, so very, very light, and has a blade length of about 2.25 inches total. As you can see here, there's some very functional sharp jimping on the spine of the blade here, and also in the choil region. So you can really lock in nicely, even though this is a small knife, and get a very secure grip if you're doing some harder cutting tasks. I imagine you could kind of choke back a little bit like this, but as you can see here, you can only really get 3 fingers on there. But if you come forward, which perhaps this is the way the knife was designed to be held, there's room there for your pinky to get on there. And I have large size hands, so I can, gives me plenty of room there to really, get into something there if I need to. The spider holes on these particular knives are smaller than what you would find on a Delica, but they don't make the opening too much more difficult. They're still functional, and you can get your thumb in there pretty well and still deploy the blade without too much trouble. I will also mention here that on the spine of the blade they have kind of chamfered this corner here of the spine to give it just a little more aesthetic appeal, which I think is kind of a cool little touch there that Spyderco has done. Again, this is VG10 steel, and made in Seki City, Japan, as you guys can see there. So that's the just the standard version there. I happen to have another one. This is also a sprint run in Hat 40, which is another new sprint run. I think this came out in the end of 2015, early 2016, and this is a Japanese version that is supposed to be somewhat analogous to M4 steel, I believe. If I can get this to focus here. Come on. There we go. Spyderco Hat 40. This blade is also laminated, I should say, so if you can see the edge right there, there's a lamination of Hat 40, and then also it has that SUS 410 stainless steel, which is just a lower quality, softer steel that they laminate the better Hat 40 steel into, which you can see there. So all the other specifications on this knife are the same, in terms of liners, weights, things like that. Just a different blade steel on that particular Sprint model. So this guy is the unique of the bunch. This is the Nishigen glass fiber handle, which I think has been discontinued. I don't know if you can see that there. It has this really interesting, almost kind of three-dimensional woven glass design and texture there. These handles are very smooth, very slick to the touch, so they don't offer a ton of grip, but aesthetically, I think they're pretty gorgeous. You can see here this one has more of a standard kind of spoon-shaped pocket clip as opposed to the wider clips on the FRN versions here. This knife also does have steel liners, and I'm trying to see down, and they do appear to be milled. It's kind of hard to see, but looks like there's some material that's been removed to lighten this knife up a little bit. This knife came in on my scale, guys, about 2.1 ounces, so we're about a whole ounce heavier than the standard FRN versions here, which is, not a big deal. They're both very small knives. They're not heavy by any means or stretch the imagination. You can see here this knife also has a stainless steel spacer here. Also lanyard tube there. But overall, very nice knife. This knife certainly has more of a feel of heft in the hand, a little more weight to it, compared to these FRN versions, which are much lighter. And honestly, I don't know, I kind of like the lighter FRN versions better. I think it kind of lends itself more to what the knife really is, and kind of its spirit, so to speak. It's meant to be a small, lightweight utility knife. Not so much, kind of a heavier knife, that can withstand more abuse and use. But this one here, I think, kind of becomes more of almost a man jewelry piece, I guess you could say. The handle scales are kind of getting just more aesthetic, just kind of fancier, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But from a function standpoint, it doesn't really offer a whole lot additional, to the knife. So these knives are kind of interesting in terms of where they fit into Spyderco's lineup. They're just a step down from the Delica in terms of size. And, for EDC, I kind of like, a larger knife than something like the Dragonfly. It's a very small knife. It's a very capable blade, but for me personally and where I live, I don't really have a lot of size restrictions on knives that I can carry and things like that. But perhaps there are localities, in the U.S. and other places that, maybe you have to have a blade length that's, I don't know, less than 2.5 inches or something. Something like this would be a good option. However, for me, I'm having a hard time figuring out a situation or instance where I would need a knife that was smaller than this guy, the Delica. So, for me, the Delica is a small knife, and I think most people also view the Delica as a pretty small knife. And socially, I can't really think of too many situations or circumstances where people would be freaked out or concerned if I pulled out a Delica, to open a box or cut some fruit or something, because, the blade length on these is under 3 inches. I think it's closer to maybe 2 3/4, maybe 2.8 inches on the Delica. So, while I appreciate the Dragonfly and, what it is, let me push a couple of these out of the way, or off to the side here while I'm trying to get a little better camera angle for the knives I'm talking about, if I can line these up. compare these size-wise. So as you can see here, the Dragonfly is quite a bit smaller than the Delica. And, you know, again, trying to find situations where I need a blade this small versus, you know, just carrying this. It's kind of few and far between for me. So, personally, guys, I think the Delica is about as small as I want to go for my EDC knives and within the Spyderco product line. Not to take anything away from the Dragonfly, you know, it's definitely a functional cutter. You know, it gives you, I think, maybe just around a little less than 2 inches of cutting length there, maybe about 1.8, 1.9 inches. And there's no doubt in my mind that, you know, you could probably do some pretty serious cutting with this knife. I know I've heard people refer to it as a big little knife, you know, in terms of what you can do with it. But again, you know, I just don't really have any restrictions in terms of why I couldn't carry a Delica versus a Dragonfly. So for me, I just, you know, would prefer to have the Delica. So, well, I don't mean to go around and around and ramble. I think I'm starting to repeat myself. But anyways, just wanted to do this little overview video talking about the Dragonfly, and maybe you're interested in getting one. Wanted to see a few of these knives, you know, together up close. Or maybe compared, you know, size-wise to something like a Delica. Let me put these there for you. You can see. Put them all together. But I have to say, you know, I really like all the different colors and handle variations that you can get from Spyderco. They're one of the few companies that really offer a lot of variations in terms of, you know, handle colors and materials and blade steels, things like that, which I appreciate. You know, I think some other companies used to do it in the past. You know, I know, for instance, the Benchmade 940 has had quite a few variations over the years, and they offered some different colored handles. I think there was a red one for a while. I'm trying to think. I know there was like just a natural stainless version, you know, but it seems like they've kind of gone away from doing that, and I kind of miss that, you know, and Spyderco is one of the companies that has continued on to offer these color variations and things to, you know, get some variety and some color in your life, which I really appreciate. So, kudos to Spyderco there. But, yeah, Dragonfly 2, guys, you know, a really, really good, capable knife. You know, just a little smaller for me than what I do. I believe this particular purple one here is going to be my wife's first Spyderco, so I'm pretty excited about that, and so is she. I think she'll be keeping this knife in her purse with her, and, you know, just for, not for defense or anything, obviously, but just as an EDC knife. If there's something that she needs to get into, then she'll have a little blade, and she can, you know, do what she needs to do, and I think that's pretty cool. You know, it's kind of fun to get more people involved with the knife hobby, whether they be, you know, our spouses, significant others, or, you know, brothers, sisters, fathers, uncles, whatever. You know, the more people in the knife community, I think, the better, and it's kind of a fun hobby to share with people. So, very cool stuff. But, so yeah, if you guys are interested, you know, you can hardly go wrong with one of these knives. I mean, it's just a great little utility knife, weighs nothing, doesn't take up any room, you can pack it anywhere, and you know, do some light cutting that you need to do with it. So overall, really like it. You know, just a little too small for me. But all right, I think I'm starting to ramble here, guys. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Definitely have some more coming in the future. As always, thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks.